Your homie, what's good with you? All right, man. Let's get ready to do this thing. This one here, I made this one specifically, man. Definitely for the Alphasphere on this one, man. We stand on the cold approach, man. It's not a very popular opinion, among those outside of the Alphasphere. But you know what I decided to do today, man? I started to come in here and talk about how the code approach is beta again. But I decided that what I do this time is instead, I try to give these guys some insight and understanding on the high failure rate of the cold approach. Maybe if they understand that they're embarking upon something that is destined for failure, and that in order to do it, you have to embrace an imminent, just failure for life almost, man. Like, it's the worst percentage ever. So let's cover the elephant in the room. When did men get to the point where they bragged about losses? There is no other facet of life where men brag about their losses. There is no other facet of life where a man is going to say, well, I lost 90% of the time, but I'm still a champion. There is no other facet of life. If you're any position in baseball, if a pitcher bats 1,000, he going back to the minor league. Might get kicked out of the league, just kicked off the field, period. If a quarterback has a 10% completion rate, he ain't gonna even make it to the league with a 10% completion rate. You know what I'm saying? If a golfer goes 10 over par every time, man, he ain't gonna never even make a cut. He'll never make it pro. He gonna be on the junior circuit forever. May not even junior circuit. May just be playing at his local club. There is no other point in life. If you have 100 questions on an exam, you only get 10 right. Man, you got an F. That's damn near zero. There is no other facet of life where men brag about losing 90%. And listen, and 90% is not for everybody. From 0 to 90%, there are men who cold approach and never get the girl. Think about that. There are men who, on average, the average completion rate for cold approach, man, is 3% to 9%. You know what I'm saying? The very best guys get 10%. And of course, there are some outliers who go beyond that, but nobody gets 50%. Nobody closes 50% of the time unless you approach 2 girls and get 1. Nobody who regularly cold approaches get anywhere close to 50%. An NFL quarterback who only completes 50% of his passes, who averages 50% completion rate, he is not going to be one of the upper echelon quarterbacks in the league. You got to be complete somewhere up in the 60s. Shaq, as terrible he was from the free throw line, he shot about somewhere, he stayed in the 50s and 60s. What if Shaq shot 10% from the foul line? No matter how good he was, he'd have been out of the league. You can't play him. You can't play him in crunch time. He's shooting 10%. Shaq shot 50%, missed one, hit one. And he was one of the worst free throw players they ever played the game. One of the worst free throw shooters ever. Nowhere else on the planet do men brag about losing 90% of the time. Even if you're one of the outliers who wins 20% of the time, you still lose 80% of the time. When did men start valuing so much that they started bragging about winning 10% of the time, only getting 10% of the women they approach, wasting time 90% of the time, wasting effort 90% of the time, and making all kind of excuses about why the success rate is so low? Man, let me tell you something. You got to be a fool to do something where the success rate is 10%. Anything in life, man. What else facet of life you gonna take those odds in? 10%? 10%. Come on, man. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard, man. Man, let me tell you something. If you cold approach women and your average completion rate is less than 50%, you are crazy. Like you're missing some. There's part of your common sense that's not working. And this is the thing. It's not like guys are even looking for the value in women. The external value. Let's call it the external value. It's not like guys are looking for the external value in women. They're doing all this, man, just to get some sex. And if we're talking about guys who are already getting sex, it just don't make sense. If you're already getting sex from women, you're going to play a game that you only get a 10% completion rate? Come on, bro. It men always talk about return. No doubt, Dale. Men always talk about return on investment. Men always talk about, man, being on your purpose. Men always talking about being on your grind. Men always talk about becoming the best version of yourself. How in the hell can you become the best version of yourself at something where you only win 10% of the time? You don't get better. It's always going to be somewhere around 10% if you're lucky. If you approach 100 women, you're only going to get 10. You might luck up. You might look up and be at the right place at the right time. But I'm going to tell you some reasons why. Because those numbers, they seem crazy, right? I know some beta male sell man Johnny probably sitting back in the cut. I'm going to make a video about this. He talking about, man, the 10%. He ain't got no... I'm going to talk about him real bad. Okay, fine. Do that. I know you probably already unsubscribed. But I'm going to tell y'all like this, man. This is where we're going to go with this. You know what I'm saying? Like this is going to be a very logical assessment of cold approaching, man. This is not an attack. This is not nothing to get cats riled up where they try to, all get on the soapbox like they did when I said cold approach was beta, man. I don't want that. I don't want to create any animosity with guys, man. I'm on here creating content. They're on here creating content. I want to talk to the guys, not the content creators. I want to talk to the guys who are out here believing. Man, I have so many guys, man, messaging me, man, or especially on some of my guys on Patreon, man. Some of my younger guys on Patreon, man, they're about to pull their hair out by the roots because they never get the woman when they cold approach her. And they're listening to guys tell them the cold approach. And let me tell y'all something. Most dudes lie about their cold approach success rate. Any man who tells you that he closes damn near every time he cold approach a woman, he lying to you. Guys tell you about their few successes. They never tell you about their failures. They just group all their failures in one big clump. You're not gonna get every woman. And another elephant in the room. Let's talk about accepting rejection. Let's talk about rejection making you stronger. Let's talk about rejection making you better. The majority of the men who out here being rejected by these women, man, their self-esteem is dropping through the floor. These guys are thinking they ugly. These guys are thinking that they just aren't cut right. These guys are thinking that maybe they're feminine. These guys are thinking that women don't like them. And you're talking about being rejected? Bro, listen. When you go out, see, this is what you have to understand. You're confusing young men when you tell them this. If a young man goes out to 10 job interviews, he's only going to care about the ones he get a call back on. He's not going to go around telling people, hey, man, I went to 10 job interviews. Let me tell you about the 9 that didn't call me back. No one does that. He's going to tell you about, man, I went out for some job interviews, may leave the number out. Man, I got hired, man, got a great job, 6 figures a year. He ain't gonna tell the other part. These guys don't tell how excited they get when they finally get the woman. See, that one win, let me tell you why dudes still talk about it like it's great. That one win feels so good after so many losses. It's like a football team that hadn't won in 3 years. It don't matter who they beat that first win. They could be the little league team. They don't care. If you hadn't won in 3 years, let's say some boys go to college, man. They were freshmen, lost every season, lost every game. Sophomore, lost every game. Junior, lost every game. Senior, lost every game, and then they win the last game. Man, let me tell you something. That one win cancels all of those losses because you know what they get to say? We are the first team to win at this school in 4 years. We did it. No one can ever take that from them. But look at how valuable that is in life. These guys feel like getting a woman, 1 out of 10 women, 1 out of 100 women, 1 out of 50 women, 1 out of 20 women has the same effect. The problem is guys are estimating their value based on getting a woman. So let me ask y'all something. If you're basing your value on getting the woman, you have to be basing your value on all the women you don't get as well. So stop lying to these men, telling them that being rejected by 100 women makes you feel good. You're lying. Being rejected by 100 women don't make you feel good. It's a bold-faced lie. It's not even logical. You can't equate your value to getting a woman, but then not equate your lack of value to not getting a woman. Those two things go hand in hand. Another thing is this. This is what happens. See, this is what you have to understand, man. The reason why the cold approach to sex rate is so low, because 9 times out of 10, you're not the woman's type. That's why it's so low. 9 times out of 10, you're not the woman's type. How do I know that? How do I know the woman's type? I don't know. I don't even know the woman you approach. How do I know the woman's type? Because we all say women like men who don't chase them. Cold approach is chasing. It is the initial form of chasing. When you cold approach a woman, you got to keep chasing her. Why? Because you initiated the chase. Women like men who don't chase them. That's why the cold approach fails so much. Because the moment you cold approach a woman, you are chasing her, and women simply don't like men who chase them. Women want to pursue a man. Women want to make a man chase them. They don't want a man who chases them on his own. They want the man who doesn't chase them to start chasing them. It's a game to them, and you ruin the rules of the game when you just walk up and cold approach her. That's one of the reasons why the stats of the cold approach are so terrible. The success rate listen, and guys can't deny it, because everyone who promotes the cold approach admits that the odds of the cold approach are low. That's why the entire game is based on telling men how to get out of that, telling men how to get the girl, telling men how to get the woman, telling men how to get the girl. This is the thing. If I tell you how to get the girl, if you cold approach 100 women last year and didn't get one, all I got to do is help you get one. If I help you get one, you're gonna feel like you got it done. That's how much value is placed on getting one woman. One woman, bro. That's how much value is placed on getting one woman. Let me tell you something. When you cold approach a woman, you put the woman in the position of power to dictate the interaction. When you cold approach her, you give her the power to say, yes, I'll give you my number. No, I'm not interested. Get out of my face. No, I don't like you. You're ugly. You give the woman the power to dictate to you your interaction with her. I'm telling you, man, these guys should have been raised around pimps, man. When you put a woman in a position of power to dictate the interaction, you got to remember women's are glutton for power, but not for any power. Women are gluttons for exertable power. They don't want any power they can exert. They don't want any power that just power for the sake of power. They want to be able to flex that power. And when you cold approach a woman, when you give her that power, some women get off on saying no to men's advances when they cold approach. Like some women get validated by being able to say no to you when you cold approach. And then these same guys turn around and tell you, don't validate women. Well, what do you think you're doing when you cold approach a woman? There's no greater form of validation than some woman being somewhere minding her business and you walking up to her like she the best thing that ever happened since sliced bread. You treat her like you couldn't make a sandwich before she was born. Now help me understand how you preach against validation and then turn around and preach validation. Nothing validates a woman. That woman may not even think she looked that good that day. That woman may have a pimple on her face. You too busy looking at her butt to see the pimple, so she just don't even feel that good about herself that day. And then here you come cold approach her. After you done put yourself together and got everything together. You got your money right, you got your ride right, you got your clothes right, you got your jewelry right, got your body right, you got everything right, man. And then you still gonna go cold approach a woman who don't even feel like she the best thing going. After you cold approach her, she does. When she can go brag to her friends and say that some man driving a Lambo, you know, dressed in what a Gucci, rode up on her with a watch with a diamond bezel on, a pinky ring, just walked up to her and approached her and told her that whatever you tell a woman when you cold approach. I don't cold approach, I don't know. But this is the thing. You give her the ultimate form of validation by letting her know that she made your day just by waking up. When you call approach a woman, you let her know, baby, you made my day just by waking up this morning. You made my day just by showing up. My day was just going normal, but you have brightened my day when I saw you. That's why I had to stop my car, get out my car, approach you out here like this. Oh, we're going to get deeper into this, brothers. We're going to get deeper into this. Killer Graphics, appreciate the $20 super chat. Bro, say hashtag facts. Salute to you, bro. Dennis Bryan, appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Say, Doc, it does affect you. Affect you. That's why we need great teaching from you. Keep it coming. Salute to you, DB. Appreciate it, man. Cool, man. Cool, man. What up, bro? Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say, BOA is right. You are the prize, gentlemen. Value men. Don't chase these females. It's the simplest way to put it. Prizes don't chase recipients of prizes. If you are the prize, you do not chase the recipient of the prize. If you cold approach women, you do not believe you are the prize. You can't. You simply can't believe you're the prize if you cold approach women. It just doesn't work like that. Those two things don't go hand in hand. It's impossible to believe that. Big Rich, appreciate the $10 super chat, homie. Bro say, get money, young man. After that, if you still want a woman, she'll be there. 100. Salute, Doc. Man, that's real talk. And that's coming to y'all from an OG right there, man. Salute to the homie Rich. Lance. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro say, I've seen women try to draw me into the Coda Pro with body language, only to get pissed off when I don't bite. Now, see, this is the thing, Lance. If a woman draws you in with body language, that's not even a cold approach. She lets you know that see, a cold approach is just a woman doesn't even know you in the room. You just see a woman, she look good, you want her, you just go talk to her. If a woman sees you and lets you know that she likes what she sees, that ends the cold approach. She just warmed up to you. She just warmed up the playing field. The ice is melted. If a woman looks at you and does something flirty, man, the ice is broken. So once the woman lets you know she's interested, the cold approach is over. I would prefer for a woman to let me know she's interested in just to walk up to me and start, and I don't want a woman to cold approach me either. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the energy of a woman who cold approaches like that. I think who knows what she's done in her life, who knows what she's into. I prefer a woman to just use some body language to let me know something. Now, once you approach at that point, it isn't a cold approach, it's a warm approach. Now, if a woman really lets you know she likes you, it's a hot approach, but we won't get into all that today. WND, man, appreciate the $5 super chat. SJ3, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say for the collection play, salute to you, homie. Salute. Appreciate it. Now, another thing is this, man. Most time you cold approach a woman, she didn't feel like being bothered in the first place. That's why you got to put on a whole talent show for the broad. You got to try to make her like you. You got to try to convince her that you worth her time. You got to try to convince her that you're worth the interruption. You know what I'm saying? You done went up to her, interrupted her during her day, and now you got to put on a whole talent show. You got to pop, lock, and dance, and boogie, and cut a rug. You got to do the electric slide, man, and all kind of things for her, man. You got to, you got to do some flips, and you got to dance like Jane Brown. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a whole bunch of things, man, to try to convince this broad that you worth the time. 9 times out of, see, this is what men have to understand. Most cold approach successes, the 3 to 10%, happen in environments where women go to get hit on, or at least expect to get hit on. If you're in a club, it's not a cold approach. That's the environment where men and women interact. If you at a bar, if you at a mixer, if you at a company party, etc. If you're somewhere where women go and they expect to get hit on, it's much less of a cold approach. It's really just mingling. But if you see a woman pumping gas, she look like she on her way to work or just getting off work, why in the hell would you cold approach a woman who look like she's just getting out of work after a hard day? It doesn't make sense. When you cold approach women in other situations, those are the situations that drop the success rate. Because you rarely get a woman you cold approach in just a normal situation. You rarely get it. Those are the situations that drop the odds. Now I know somebody going, well, I got a woman the other day. I got a woman the other day, just at the laundromat. I got her. Okay, man, that's one woman. Tell us how many times, what part of that is your success rate? And listen, man, this is not a knock on anyone, because this is for the guys who are convinced that something's wrong with them because they don't get women when they cold approach. When they don't get women from the cold approach, they get down on themselves, man. because they believe they should be getting women on the cold approach when cold approaching women doesn't work. It doesn't work, man. I be hearing guys say, man, that's how I met my wife. Dude, you bragging because you got a marriage out of cold approaching? In this day and age, you bragging because you got a marriage out of cold approaching. With Tracy Morgan, Emmitt Smith, Ray J, Dr. Dre. The list goes on. You telling me that you're bragging about that? You really feel good about yourself because of that? Is that what you're gonna stand on? Come on, bruh. Mr. Band Clap, appreciate the $10 super chat. Band Clap says, it's fun I had this conversation with some old heads at the barbershop, and though they're old in age, they just don't understand. Keep spreading the knowledge, bro. You changing lives, real talk, 100. Salute to you, Band Clap. Salute to you, man. And brother, I got one of them esoteric channels over there, man. Y'all go check it out, man. If you into the, if you into a deeper understanding, man, of the, the spirit world, man, go ahead and check him out. I mean, man, listen, Cat jumped in, man, and he typed it in all caps too. So he was hellified with it. He typed in all caps. Said, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. That's how I met my wife out of cold approach. Come on, bro. That's the dart you gonna throw? That's the blade you gonna fight with, bro? That's the blade you gonna fight with. Come on, man. Another thing is this, man. To a busy woman, you seem like an unbusy man if you cold approach her at a time when she's busy. See, grind mode is a universal language. People that's getting it all speak the same language. Grind mode is grind mode. Those women don't want to be cold approachable. And those women who got it, those women who look good, those women who ride good, those women who smell good, those women who dress good, those women who get that money, those are the ones. That's why those women go out on weekends. Or they might go to happy hour. Even when they're at happy hour, they don't really want to be cold approached. They're at happy hour with some coworkers. They're just trying to wind down from the job. You can cold approach them if you want to. That's better than cold approaching her, man, while she at lunch, while she at work at lunch. She trying to regroup, man, and rebuild for the rest of the day, homies. To a busy woman, you seem like an unbusy man when you cold approach her during grind time. If you're thinking pleasure while she's thinking business, you'll surely not get any action from her. You see, the problem is men don't have any standards or any rules of engagement to where they will or will not cold approach a woman at. They could see a woman anywhere. And if they think she look good, they'll cold approach her. Anywhere. Don't matter where she is. They'll see her and cold approach her. Like it's the thing to do. And I think that's a big one. Men don't understand to a busy woman, man, you seem like an unbusy man. And let me tell you something. A lot of times, man, dude, be cold approach chicks that ain't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? They be cold approach chick that ain't got nothing going on. It's rare that one of these dudes gonna cold approach a woman, man, that's driving a big body Benz looking like money. I already know they ain't. I already know they're not. 9 times out of 10, they don't even know how to interact with a woman like that. They don't know how to interact with a woman who made $870,000 last year. They don't know how to interact with a woman, man, that what they see at the bank, man, making a deposit from her week's business, man, and she depositing, $75,000 in her. They don't even know how to handle women like that. Because it's a different type of interaction. See, it's one thing to interact from a position of power with the woman who at the register at Walmart. When you got the little chick that's at the register at Walmart, you already in a position of power. You probably come in there spending more money than she make on her check. If you buying the right thing. Or spending money that she can't afford to spend. But have that same attitude with a woman who get money. Have that same attitude with a woman who's not impressed by what you drive, who's not impressed by what you wear. A woman who feels like that's just par for the course. A woman who's used to seeing men dressed like that and better, drive like that and better, get that type of money and better. See, the thing about the cold approach, even when you win, you don't win with quality women. Even when you win, most men, I'm telling you the truth, most men who get quality women get those women because they meet them in some type of environment that's not sexual at first, that's not intimate at first. Most men who meet quality women meet them like that. It's rare that you meet a quality woman on a cold approach. I say damn near never. Damn near never. So when we talk about the quality of a woman, yeah, man, you can cold approach, man, and hit 10%, man, on some chicks, man, who, you know, who ain't really about, man. Because this is the thing. I'm going to tell you what's real. If a woman got time to have a rotation of 7 dudes, she ain't got nothing going on in her life. She ain't got nothing going on in her life. Because a woman who got something going on in her life, she feel like she ain't going to meet 7 dudes that's worth her time. That woman has limited time. If you see, the difference between us and most men is that we won't just cut anything. You know what I'm saying? A woman has to have a little bit more than just looking good. We want to see what her energy is like. We want to see what her interaction is like. We want to see if the first time she started talking, man, she started cussing like a sailor. We want to see these types of things because you know what? We're not hard up to get sex. We like, hey, man, we enjoy sex just as much as the next man. But we value ourselves more than what a woman can give with her body. She has to give more to us. And this is the thing, man. This is another thing men don't understand. Women know you only want sex when you cold approach. Most serious relationships develop between, two people who are at work or play acquaintances. You know what I'm saying? It develops between people who are work or play acquaintances. Most serious relationship. So a woman know when you cold approach her, you ain't looking for no serious relationship. That's another reason success rate is so low. Because the majority of women know that you're full of it when you cold approach. Women aren't stupid. They just play stupid sometimes to draw you in and make you think they're stupid, make you think you're smarter so they can take you down through that like all these boys that getting divorced right now. You know, and that's the real thing, man. That's the reality of what I'm saying. And that's also how they know your game is BS. That's why I say, man, game is for lames. Game is for lames, man. Like you can't run game on a woman. Like cats really be thinking they be running game on a woman. You can't run game on a woman. A woman know game. She know what's game. To be perfectly honest with you, man, to be perfectly honest, women are the masters of game. Think about this. A pimp has game. A pimp has control of the game. A pimp has control of the game, but women are the game. Women can have a trick coming every week and have that trick in love with her, even though he knows what she does for a living. That's how he met her. That's how he get her. Every time he get her, he got to show up. He got to break bread. He knows what she does, but he's still trying to draw her out of the life. Because even though he knows what she does, she has put such a great act on him that he believes there's hope for her if he can pull her out of that life and take care of her. He believes that there's still something in her that good life would resonate with. Why? Because she treats him like she's his girlfriend when he has his time with her. That's the game right there, homie. Pimps control the game, but the women are the game. You can't run game on the game. And then when they compare it to the men who actually have a genuine interest in them, they know the difference. There's a difference. It takes a long time to master sounding like you have genuine interest in a woman. And then we get into this, how far are you willing to go just to get some sex? Like, how important is that particular woman's sex to you? Because you don't have to express a genuine interest in all of them. At what point does a man say, okay, well, she want me to express a genuine interest in her. I got to really act like I like her and want to be with her. I ain't with that. Guys don't have no chill, man. They don't have any chill. They just keep going and going and going. Absolutely no chill at all, homies. Key Sense 86, appreciate the $5 super chat. Bro, say late fee. Salute to your homie. Appreciate it. Great expectations. Appreciate the $5 super chat. So, and let's get back to prizes don't chase. Bro, let me tell you something. And I want y'all to think about this. If you have ever been chosen by the baddest chick in the room, one of the baddest chicks in the room, a bad chick in the room, if you have ever been chosen on by a bad chick in a room with other men, but the baddest chick in there, one of the baddest chicks in there, a bad chick in there, a sought after chick in there, a chick that other men were approaching, she was turning them down. If you have ever done, I'm talking about in your life, you can never cold approach a woman. You can never cold approach a woman, bro. Just seeing a woman showing no interest in other men, and suddenly here you are, and you are the one she can't resist, even though you ain't even the one that's trying to talk to or approach her. You can't cold approach, man. You can't cold approach after that. You know what I'm saying? Once you, man, having women show you attraction confirmation, bro, is an addiction. I ain't gonna lie, I'm addicted to it. Sometimes women show me attraction confirmation, bro, and I be on a abstinence vow. I still talk to them because I don't let it go. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't gonna call them because if I call them, they're gonna come through. See, man, look, when a woman show you attraction confirmation, she come through your crib, man. It's on the first time she come through. The first time she comes through is on. You know what I'm saying? So I still mac them, you know, I still go ahead and mac them, man. And every now and then, man, you know, just in that initial conversation, I find a way they can help me, man. They end up like being on the team, you know, end up being, you know, a graphic designer or you know what I'm saying, somebody who, you know, type for me or, you know, do things like that, man. So it's one of those things, brothers. If you just can't cold approach, man. You know, once you get used to that, once you get the thrill of that. Now, if you want to compare cold approaching 100 women and this is the thing I want y'all to understand, man. Stop giving yourself a hard time because you don't close out the deal often on the cold approach. It just won't, man. Like, you have to keep in mind, brothers, that it will not give you more of a thrill, more of a sensation or anything to get those 10 out of 100 women than it will to just do your thing, be on your grind, be about your business, continue to keep becoming the most alpha version of yourself. And I promise you, women that you want will show you attraction confirmation. Will all of them show you attraction confirmation? No, but you don't want all of them. That's the weirdest thing about the cold approach. It makes a man seem like he want all the women. You got to approach 100 women? Bro, you won't see 100 women to approach. It don't matter where you are, you don't see 100 women to approach. If you out that much, hanging out that much to see 100 women to approach, bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. You ain't busy. You ain't got no money. You ain't got no money, bro. Ain't no way you got no money if you got time to approach 100 women. You ain't got no money. Don't even fake like you got money like that. Anybody getting to the money, man, ain't got time to approach 100 women. And not in a short period of time. So, you know, and the thing is, even if you do have the time to approach 100 women and you only get 10, bro, come on. Nothing is like, if you approach 100 women and let's not even say 10. Let's go to the average. You approach 100 women to get 3 to 5. I ain't never got a cold approach no women. And by the time you get 5 out of that 100, I'll have had 5 that showed me attraction confirmation. So there is no benefit to cold approach women. It don't make you better. It don't make you stronger. It don't make you more resilient. What it makes you is more accepting of rejection from that which is beneath you. If a woman was put here for your service, put here for your pleasure, put here to be a helpmeet, how do you feel better about being rejected by that which was put here for your benefit? You don't feel better. You just ignore the fact that you don't feel better. There's no way, bro. It just doesn't make sense, brothers. It doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. You know, so and another thing is this, man. When you think to yourself that after all that, all you can do is sit and tell other men, I had sex with a whole bunch of women. Now that we know, we talk about abstinence, we talk about semen retention, we know that testosterone is your masculine hormone. We know that. What is it to brag about giving your masculine hormone away to all of these women? And the thing is, you're not even giving it to the women. You wasting your life-giving seed into a condom, into a latex receptacle, tying it up on the end and flushing it down the toilet. You don't even value the gift of life creation that the Most High gave you, bruh. You're just throwing it away. Why? Because you're a freak for pleasure, man. Any man who's a freak for pleasure can't be trusted. If you're a freak for pleasure, it's just like a crackhead. You're a fiend for pleasure. If you're a fiend for pleasure, you're like a sex crackhead. You can't be trusted. Never trust a man who lives his life that way. Never trust a man who believes that that's what he's supposed to do. You have to do things that make you proud to be who you are. You have to do things that remind you that you're the prize. You have to do things that remind you how valuable you are to you. The problem is most men aren't valuable to themselves. Most men are dealing with some old heartbreak, some old pain from a woman that they fell in love with, and they feel like they can cover up that pain by just chasing women and having sex with women. The problem is cold approaching is not the best way to get women. It's one of the least effective ways to get women. Because you're approaching women that you have nothing in common with. And when you meet her, say you do have something in common with her. The thing is, when you approach her, you have nothing in common with her. And most times, that ends up being the case. That's another reason why the success rate of the cold approach is so low. Because most times, you're approaching a woman you don't have anything in common with. You simply don't. And you know, and another thing is this, man. Deep down inside, you're using cold approaching women to validate yourself. Like, you're not a ladies' man because you cold approach women, because you still ain't hardly getting none. You're not a player because you cold approach women, because you still ain't closing the deal a lot. There is nothing to brag about when you're cold approaching women, man. Like, it's nothing to brag about. Because even if you finally get the sex from a woman, was it worth it? Was it worth the time? How much are you willing to pay for sex? If you're willing to pay all that time for sex, just pay money for it. You'll come out cheaper paying money for it. You're wasting more time than you would money. Time is money. You're wasting more time than you would money. And sometimes you're wasting time and money. How you gonna pursue a woman and date her and spend all that time with her and be spending money on her the whole time? 3 to 6 months, man, and you sitting around here, man, tricking off on a woman for 3 to 6 months, hoping you can just get laid. I want y'all to think about that. Women want to have sex. And so if you got to chase a woman down in order to get her to have sex with you, she don't want to have sex with you. You hoping that eventually you can pay enough and play enough in order for her you hoping that you can pay enough and pray enough in order to make her play enough, but you're not going to do it. If you've been dealing with a woman for 4 months and the opportunity for sex ain't even coming up, the woman don't want to have sex with you. That's another reason the cold approach has such a high failure rate. Because 9 times out of 10, like, you know off top if a woman want to have sex with you. The problem is with the cold approach, you already be fully vested because yes, you can get her number. It takes away all your logic. Like, you feel so blessed to be able to get the number. Why? Because you're putting yourself in a situation where you fail so much that any win is a good win. When you lose all the time, a tie is good. You know what I'm saying? If your team is 0-56, to get anything in any column except the loss column, it's counted as a win. So a tie is a win for these teams. And that's how it is with these women, man. Bro, man, you just got to understand. Some of the things that men complain to me about, man, I'd be like, nah, bro, tell the truth. You ain't going through that for real. But they do. But they only use the cold approach to get women. The problem is when you focus on that type of outlook, you start to center your life around getting women. When your life, getting women should just be a benefit of the life that you live. Many men can't even focus on their lives. Man, I have men calling me, man. Men hit me up, man, and they be living at home with their parents with no car. And be sitting worrying about they can't get no women if they cold approach. The thing is this, if you ain't got no car, the only women you're approaching are women that already know you. Women that already know about you. Where are you going to meet women that don't know anything about you? So if you work with women and they know your mama drop you off at work, boy, you ain't finna get no women. They know your mama drop you off at work. You can't even come pick them up. It's different if you drive your mama car to work, but if your mama dropping you off at work, bruh, come on, man. That ain't gonna get it, bruh. That ain't gonna get it. That is not gonna get it. And I just don't understand it, bro, because this is the thing. When you cold approach women, let's say you cold approach 50 women. Not all of them gonna be dimes. You ain't, wherever you at, you ain't gonna come across 50 dimes in a short period of time. You just ain't. You can go to a place where women are congregated. You could be in a club. There ain't gonna be 50 dimes in a club. You know what I'm saying? Normally in a club, about 3 to 5% of the women are dimes. 3 to 5%. And a dime may be with some other girls who look good. She may be with some 8s. She may be with some upgradable 7s, but only 3 to 5% of the women in the club are going to be dimes. And truth be told, you just got to keep in mind, certain men are going to have access to the dimes. You know what I'm saying? When me and my guys used to fall through the joint, man, super clean, deep, jet straight to the VIP, guess what? When you're known like that and you own like that, you get first dibs. That's just the reality of it. You get first dibs. So it's not like you're cold approaching 100 dimes. So a lot of times you cold approach women. Let's say you get a 7 out the deal. You get an upgradable 6 out the deal. When she dress up, she's a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? That is the type of woman that you could get even if you don't cold approach. That's the type of woman that if you saw somewhere, man, probably showing you attraction confirmation. But this is the crazy thing. When that type of woman shows you attraction confirmation, you won't even capitalize on it. But if you get her out of the club, if you go meet 100 women and she the one that stick to the trap, then there you go. You will kick it with her, get with her, be out in public with her, do all that, man. It just don't make sense, bro. It just don't make sense, man. The bottom line is this, brothers. When you cold approach a woman, you put her in a position of power to let you know if you're worthy of her time. And the fact that men have done it so much that they can take that and say, well, okay, I'll just keep going and talk to another woman. If you only succeed 10% of the time, it doesn't work. Anything in life that only succeeds 10% of the time doesn't work. 20% of the time doesn't work. 30% of the time doesn't work. 40% of the time doesn't work. 50% of the time doesn't work. 51% of the time starting to work. Work every blue moon. But 50 and less, 50 and below, it doesn't work. If your odds are less than 50% of success, it doesn't work, brothers. So I want you young men to stop trying that. You understand? Stop listening to guys tell you that you're not a man because you can't get a woman from cold approaching. That something's wrong with you. No, something's wrong with the system. That system is very flawed, brothers. because you are the prize. And prizes don't run up on recipients and say, guess what? You won me. They don't do it. Recipients go chase their prize. Ask anybody who ever won the lottery. Ask them, do the people come bring them their money, or do they got to go get it? That's just the way it is. You got to go get it. You got to get up and go wherever you got to go to give them your winning ticket so you can get paid. It can be $50 million. They ain't going to bring it to you. You got to go get it. Why? Because that's the prize. It don't make no sense out here, man. So you got to understand, man, that many men just don't believe they're the prize. And if I could do anything in this society, man, I would want to help more men understand that they are the prize. That you are the prize. You are the prize. You know why you're the prize? Because you're the prize to you. If you're the prize to you, how dare you let anyone else treat you like you're not the prize? You're the most important person in your life. If you can be a prize to you and you know everything about you, you could damn sure be a prize to a woman, and you could just show her the best of you. Anybody that you can just show the best of you, you're the prize. And another thing I tell you, man, in this day and age, especially the modern American woman, is not worth the cold approach. She's not worth it. She's not worth the time. She's not worth the energy. And on Friday's show, we'll talk about the 10 things that represent the divide between black men and black women. And I'll dive deeper into some of these things, man. It's going to be a great show. Aunt James, appreciate the $5 super chat, homie. Woody Mac, appreciate $20 super chat, bro. Bro, say salute to you, Dr. B.O.A.D. Flemings, SJ3, and the rest of the Alpha Keep dropping these gems on these brothers. Salute to you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Deadly Ed Lee, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Say I get close to, but ignore him while watching for a signal. Yeah, man. The real Devo, time is money. You lose money when you chase women instead of being on your grind. You do, bro. Yeah, and you know more than losing money, you lose the focus on money. You lose your focus because just the endeavor of it's such a shallow existence, man. When you see a woman and you say, ooh, I want her, when you don't know nothing about her, it shows such a lack of spiritual connection. Like a guy has no spiritual connection. He has no spirituality. He has no moral fiber. He has no anything if he can just see a woman that look good and say, ooh, I want her. He don't know what she smell like. He don't know what her breath smell like. He don't know if she just got through getting her back broke by somebody. He don't know because he has no idea of what a spiritual connection is. And I'm going to be honest with you, brothers. A man who has no spiritual connection with himself cannot have a spiritual connection with God, and therefore will forever be doing loser things like something that has a 3 to 10% success rate. It makes no sense, brothers. It is a failing proposition. It doesn't work at a high clip for anyone. Anyone. And so it's not worth it. Aunt James, appreciate the $5 super chat, homie. Bro, say salute my alpha brothers. If you 10 toes down in your shoes, she'll always chew. Keep it stepping to the chips instead of chasing after chicks. Real talk, man. Chase a chick, never chase a chick. Hassan, 6464 Neil, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Yeah, man. I mean, it's really a cancer, man. It's a cancer to a young guy's self-esteem, man. I mean, man, listen, man, these guys be exasperated. These young guys be in full state of exasperation. They be like, man, I don't know what to do, man. I don't know what to do. I mean, every woman I talk to, man, I don't know what to do. Man, I just don't even talk to women no more. Like, damn. You see what y'all did? He got rejected so many times listening to these fools that he don't even want to talk to women, or he just avoid talking to women altogether. He fears women. He fears women because they are the ones that unleash their rejection on him. Any man who embraces rejection, any type of rejection, you have to accept rejection, but to embrace rejection and wield it as some type of power source, it's foolish, man. It's foolish. Absolutely foolish. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. If ain't no women showing you attraction confirmation, man, you just ain't fly as you think you are. Either that or you just don't even know what attraction confirmation look like. See, when guys say choosing signals, guys looking for women to step outside the box. No, man, a beautiful woman ain't going to step outside the box. 9.9 times out of 10, she's not going to step outside the box. She's going to show you attraction confirmation, not a choosing signal. A choosing signal is ding, 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 I want you. Attraction confirmation is something subtle. You have to know. Sometimes these guys can be looking right at the woman and not even see the attraction confirmation. And so this is the thing that I want you men to understand before we get out of here. The difference between attraction confirmation and cold approaching is this. When you see the attraction confirmation, you approach the woman like you already got her because she showed you that she wants you. You don't have to go sell her on wanting you. So when you can go and talk with the type of confidence you have when you know a woman wants you already, then of course you're going to get the woman. It's easy to get the woman because she's already shown that she wants you. When you cold approach a woman, you have to present yourself in a way that you think she's going to like. So you have to worry about what you're going to say or you have to, you have to gauge her and see if she likes you and then switch directions real quick. If you see what you're saying ain't working, man, you ain't got to do that, man, if you just let the woman show you attraction confirmation. Hey, you may go into a place with a bunch of women in there, and not one of them may show you attraction confirmation. Okay, it ain't meant for you to get no damn woman in there. You ain't got to get no woman everywhere you go, man. Stop being so damn desperate. Stop letting your wee-wee lead you. You can tell a man who let his wee-wee lead him, he always grinning all the damn time. Smiling and grinning because he losing his masculinity all the time. So he always grinning and cheesing like a chess cat, grinning like a chick all the time, giggling and hee-hee-hawing all the time. Because he's giving all his masculinity away when he dumps his testosterone into these condoms and get rid of it. Value yourself enough to value yourself too much to do something that only give you a 10% odds of success. Value yourself enough to value yourself too much for that foolishness. Salute to the homies in the building, man. Jose Navarro, man. Appreciate the $3 super chat. Jose say, at the end of the day, what man has time for all of that? Only a man who ain't getting no money, man. Only a man who ain't getting no money. Deadly Ed Lee, appreciate you joining the Alpha family, bro. Welcome to the Green Label gang. And that's real, brother. So, hey, man, I just want to come here and chop it up about this, man. We got a couple of great shows coming up this week, man. Wednesday, man, we got a phenomenal show Wednesday, man. The show on Wednesday, man, it's going to be a great one. It's tentatively entitled, well, I don't remember the title, but it's going to be about the connection between being alpha and being godly. So y'all tune in for that one, man. Y'all know that's our thing over here. That's our wheelhouse. That's in our wheelhouse over here in the alpha sphere. So it's going to be the connection between being alpha and being godly. So y'all tune in for that, man. 9:15 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday, man. It's going to be phenomenal. Phenomenal show. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man, supporting the channel, man, as well, man. We doing some phenomenal things on the channel right now, man. I appreciate everybody, man, tuning in and supporting. And it's been real in the field, man. I appreciate it. So, hey, man, that joint with the... And let me tell y'all something, man. Everybody who keep coming to the channel, jumping in the comments, talking about that couple where the dad crashed the wedding is a YouTube couple and they do pranks all the time and all that, blah, blah, blah. I did a little research. That's from 3 years ago. That was from before they got married. And regardless of what y'all say, okay, well, they're a YouTube couple. So what? If they still together, that means he disobeyed his father. And watch it come back to bite him. There is no point where your elder, like your dad, your father, can tell you something out of love and you go against it and it benefits you. So, people talk, they're still married now. Well, hell, if they only been married 3 years, that is not a long period of time. Dr. Dre was married for 20 years. Dwayne Martin and Tisha Martin Campbell were married for 27 years and she divorced him. So let's not sit and act like a 3-year marriage is a wonderful thing, something to brag about, something to be like, oh, we got it, man.